Live from Middleton, Wisconsin at Bob Suter's Capitol Ice Arena. It is day 2 of the WIAA State Hockey Tournament. Today it's the 2 versus 3 matchup in the boys side of the bracket here in Division I as Notre Dame Academy takes on Madison Edgewood for the rights to advance to championship Saturday. Hi everyone, I'm Joey Bonadonna alongside my broadcast partner Anthony Winker. And Anthony, we were treated to a really good game yesterday with the Ice Bears. It was a crazy game this morning in the 1 versus 4 game. I think we're going to see another big one here today.
Yeah, and the winner would actually get that number 4 seed. As you mentioned, Brookfield coming from behind 5-2, tying things up with 14 seconds left, and then going on to win in overtime over top-seeded Chippewa Falls. And we're looking at another interesting matchup here today. The last time that these two teams met back in December went to overtime, so we could be going 3 for 3 in terms of really, really good games between these two teams. This one should be a lot of fun.
This is going to be a fascinating game. You mentioned Notre Dame got the best of Edgewood in that game back in Green Bay, 4-3 in overtime. But both teams have been playing really good hockey down the stretch. We'll start with Notre Dame. They're on their way here. They played a few out-of-state games, and then into playoff hockey. They beat De Pere, they beat NHM, and then getting that sectional final win over Bayport, a team that they lost to twice in the regular season, getting the win in sectional finals to advance to state for yet another year in a row.
Yeah, that's got to feel good for Notre Dame Academy for sure, getting that win over the team that had kind of gotten the best of them in the past. And it does seem like it's an inevitability that those two teams always meet up in that section final game for it all. And Notre Dame Academy being able to get the job done and get the win. And yeah, like you mentioned, Joey, they're pretty hot. 5 games in a row, 7 of their last 8 so far. And in that over that 8-game stretch, outscoring opponents 31-3. So really, really impressive stuff from Notre Dame Academy in their last month or so of games.
And as for Edgewood, they've been on a roll ever since really that loss, only losing 2 games down the stretch. 1 in overtime to Eau Claire Memorial, and the other one to Verona, 2-1. Outside of that, they've been playing really good hockey, but this is going to be a big test for the Crusaders coming in and playing this Notre Dame team. It's not quite the competition where you see these teams playing a lot of highly competitive games out of conference down the stretch. But overall, this is a really good hockey team coming out of Edgewood, and they're led by their goaltender, Rowan White.
Absolutely. Rowan White, just video game type numbers from a goaltender. 15 wins, 3 losses, no ties. The goals against average is under 1, and that save percentage is .962. So the fact that the first 2 numbers are 96 in that save percentage, you don't see that very often, even at the high school level. And Notre Dame, they were able to put the season high on Edgewood back in December, but obviously going to be a tough task with Rowan White.
And it took a few extra minutes to get to 4, but still 3 was the most that he's given up all season. So we're going to send it down to the ice. Introductions and national anthem coming up shortly. You're listening to Notre Dame Hockey on NEW Sports Radio.
Your cooperation in supporting the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments, or other intimidating or taunting actions will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Please enjoy the game in a positive manner. To honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask that those who are able to stand remove your hats and place your hand over your heart for the playing of our national anthem.
We'll bring it back here inside the booth here at Capitol Ice Arena. Again, Joey Bonadonna alongside Anthony Winker here from Middleton. Let's continue talking about this Edgewood team. They got a really good goaltender, but they're able to put up a lot of points and a lot of goals as well. They have multiple players with over 40 points this season. And the team leader for Notre Dame only has 40 with Joseph Coughlin. Tell me about those point scorers for Edgewood.
Yeah, for Edgewood, looking at Matt Richter as the star player, a junior, and he's got 34 goals, 21 assists this season. Definitely the one to watch for on Edgewood. And then they also have a guy in Cook who has 45 points as well, like you mentioned, a few 40-point scorers. But like you mentioned, the leader on Notre Dame Academy only with 40, and they got a guy who's got almost that many goals. So that's going to be something that Notre Dame Academy is going to have to be on the lookout for, because this team can score goals for sure, averaging 5.54 on the year.
And going back to Notre Dame's side and looking how they've done this season in the point scoring department, Joseph Coughlin with 40 points. We just mentioned him, 17 goals, 23 assists on the season. James Flanagan, the junior, with 32 points, 13 goals, 19 assists. Pretty good player on the football field, but he's also, not a bad hockey player as well. And he's been really good for Notre Dame this year, has 4 game-winning goals. So if there's someone that Notre Dame's going to look for down the stretch, keep your ears out for the name James Flanagan down the stretch for Notre Dame. Goaltender, I am intrigued because I don't know who's getting the nod yet, whether it's going to be Jaschke or Wiedis. We saw this last year, Anthony. We saw this last year where Jaschke got off to a little bit of a rough start in that sectional semifinal game against USM, and then they turned to Wiedis down the stretch. What can you tell me about the goaltenders for Notre Dame?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because Jaschke's gotten more starts than his counterpart Wiedis, but I mean, I think Wiedis has kind of had better numbers in the stats in the time that he's gotten. The goalie comparison really quick, 8 wins, just 1 loss for Wiedis, 162 goals against, 913 save percentage. Jaschke 8-7-1, 223 goals against, and a 903 save percent. So definitely going to be interesting. Jaschke was the one who got the starts in the games leading up in the sectional games. So I would imagine that they would probably go to him first. But I mean, as we've seen, Notre Dame Academy under the guise of a new coach, of course, but they are not afraid to mix things up, even in games as big as this one.
And looking and talking about this Notre Dame team, you mentioned so much has changed for Notre Dame since a season ago. No Corey McCracken, enter Mike Skidzinski, who has a lot of coaching experience himself, coached at Lawrence for many years before now coming to Notre Dame at the high school ranks. And he's been able to lead this team to another state tournament appearance, rather. And also, Notre Dame lost their top 4 point scorers as well, 2 to graduation, 2 to juniors. And that kind of takes a toll on what you see in the points category. But overall, they've still found a way to win games when needed. And that's how they've gotten to this place so far.
Yeah, you think of some of the guys that they lost. Think Hunter Bill, Sam Capel, Drew Schock. I mean, a lot of these players, just elite-level players. And when you lose that much talent off of a team that, went undefeated, won the state tournament last year, that's tough to replace. But obviously the team isn't as strong overall this year, but it was a really high bar that they would have had to eclipse to get to that mark. But they did the job. They got themselves back into position to try to defend their title, and that's all you could have asked for from this team at the beginning of the year.
Both teams were in their home uniforms this afternoon. Edgewood in their home whites, and Notre Dame in their home greens with green lids, green jerseys, green pants, white numerals, white trim. This is going to be the last of the semifinals for this tournament before we head to championship Saturday tomorrow. Excited to have the coverage with you here on NEW Sports Radio and Triton Sports Network. Both teams getting ready for the face-off. Getting their last huddles in And we're almost ready to go. It'll be Jaschke in net for the Tritons, and obviously Rowan White in net for the Crusaders. Matt Richter and Joseph Coughlin in the center circle, ready to drop the puck, and Edgewood winning the faceoff. We're underway from Middleton. Puck goes all the way down to the Notre Dame defensive zone, and it's now pinned up against that far corner. Notre Dame comes away with the puck in the corner, looking to break out. Flanagan with it in neutral ice, looking to dump it in. Opportunity here behind the red line. Coughlin skating around, looking to try find some space. Now he'll wrap it around out point to Wyatt Harris. Now the puck leaves the zone, and everyone will have to reset. Ante back to claim it, and now a fight up against the boards for it in neutral ice. Osterman came away with it briefly. Now the puck enters the zone for Notre Dame. Thomas after the puck goes to the slot and couldn't quite get a shot off. Was Ian Noble. Puck back in the red line here for Notre Dame. Harassed was Ian Noble, and now the puck vacates the zone. Here come the Crusaders in the offensive zone. Owen Cook trying to go in transition. Now gets harassed by Bryce Dahl. Dahl looking to break out. Now the puck in neutral zone for Notre Dame. Here come the Tritons. McCarron loses it back into neutral ice. Crusaders trying to push forward. Neither team really getting shots off early on here. Waiting for that first real opportunity. Tritons clear the zone. Now the puck at neutral ice. Puck still at neutral ice with the Crusaders. Carter Rosenberg looking out to the zone. He takes a big hit up against the boards. Puck wrapping around defensively, now into neutral ice. No one really able to get a handle on it, and Jaschke now ending up with the puck. Just going to cover it up, and we'll get a stoppage at 15:04 here in period number one. Still tied up early on between Edgewood and Notre Dame. Glad you could join us here this afternoon from Middleton. Joey Bonadonna alongside Anthony Winker here for this coverage of this state semifinal game.
Wearing their dark jerseys. The Edgewood Crusaders are the visiting team wearing their white jerseys for clarity.
Face-off won, but it's immediately trying to flick it out was Notre Dame, and it'll go down for an icing. Early on, Anthony, what are you seeing from these two offenses?
Well, not a lot so far, obviously. It's just kind of been a bit of back and forth, neutral in the zone. No real possession. Notre Dame on a couple of interesting looks at early on, but nobody able to get a shot off so far. Still nothing in that regard. Who's going to get that first good chance, Joey, like you mentioned? That's the question.
Face-off won by Notre Dame in the defensive zone. Try to push it up to neutral ice. Now they'll have to retreat. Ante looking to push forward to Flanagan. Flanagan fumbles with it, now loses possession of the puck. Still in neutral ice, here comes Notre Dame. Andrew Osterman, the 5'3" freshman. Tries to go to the slot, has that one knocked away, and Crusaders clear the zone all the way back, and it'll go down for an icing.
It's going to be pretty important here for Notre Dame Academy to try to slow things down, I think, to start off today, just because of the fact that the local team, Madison Edgewood, not that far away from Middleton. Obviously, Notre Dame Academy located more up in the Green Bay area, so this is a very heavy favored Madison Edgewood crowd. So Notre Dame Academy's got to do the best they can to keep them out of it early on.
Face-off won by the Tritons. Shot thrown on from the blue line was wide of the mark, and White was able to get a pad on the way of it. Now puck into the offensive zone for the Crusaders. Bodies flying everywhere. Crusaders still with the puck, sticks flying as well. Able to try to throw in a shot from midair, knocked away by Jaschke. Tritons looking to push forward into the neutral zone, but lose possession of it. Puck knocked loose here by Riker Thomas in neutral ice, pushing up against the boards. Puck squirts free to Sam Schottke of Edgewood. Puck back behind the red line now here for Edgewood in the offensive zone. Tritons come away with it now, pushing forward. That one way out of the reach of Riker Thomas. Goes all the way down for an icing, so we'll go back and do it again.
Well, when we were here last year, Joey, how many goals were scored by this point in the game, it felt like?
Probably like 5 at this point.
5 at this point, yeah. We're 3.5 minutes in.
Hey, we can't say too much because this felt like a similar game last night on the girls' side, and all of a sudden there were 4 goals scored in 2 minutes. So
that is true.
We'll see if we get that same luck here down the stretch with some odd play. Puck in the offensive zone for Edgewood. Trying to go out to the slot was Hudson Kinsler, but right into the stick of a Notre Dame player. Tritons looking to break it up. Now they do a neutral ice, and arm is up, goes for a penalty. And early on, Edgewood's going to go on the power play.
That's a slash and a avoidable penalty there taken by Atkinson, sophomore forward. 25 games played this year, 9 points, but just took a whack at a board battle, and you can't really do that. And going to put your team down shorthanded, and a power play coming onto the ice now in Edgewood that's 41% this year, which is really, really a good mark. So this is dangerous time for Notre Dame Academy.
We saw Notre Dame have really strong power or penalty kill in the sectional final against Bayport last week. Let's see if they can come through again here in the state semis.
88.9% on the penalty kill for Notre Dame Academy in the postseason, 88.1% overall, so not a huge difference there. Pretty consistent with the numbers.
Puck in the neutral zone. Pushing forward is Davis Hableeb. Hableeb wrapping around, but the Tritons are able to catch up with this one. Are they able to clear the zone? They are now able to clear the zone. It'll go all the way down to Rowan White.
A lot of threats out there for Edgewood on this power play. You have Hableeb, Kegel, the 29 assists on the season that he's got, and then guy with the puck right now in Richter.
Richter looking to push forward through a tight Notre Dame defense, but able to clear the zone is Keegan McCarron all the way down to neutral ice. 1 minute and 5 seconds left on the power play. 12:16 left in period number 1. Still scoreless early on between Notre Dame and Edgewood. Shot thrown on from the front. Jaski able to set it away with a pad, and it goes all the way back down to the defensive zone for Edgewood. First real opportunity for the Crusaders on offense.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised that he had as much time as he did, and maybe shot that one a little bit sooner than he needed to. He had plenty of space out front.
Puck into the offensive zone for the Crusaders, fighting up against that near corner. Tritons able to clear the zone again. Again, this is something that they've done really well, not giving too many opportunities on these power plays. Able to break up these passes. Kegel looking for an outlet pass now into the offensive zone for the Crusaders, back behind the net. Barnett connecting with the puck, but the Tritons clear the zone. Tight forecheck there from Bryce Dahl. McCarron takes a shot, trying to clear the zone. Now it's still in the offensive zone. 2 seconds left in the power play. Tritons kill it off, but Edgewood in possession of the puck in dangerous position. Fighting up against for the boards are the Crusaders and the Tritons. Flanagan coming away with the puck in a neutral zone. Flanagan off the boards, takes a big hit off the boards. The puck's still going to neutralize. Shot thrown on, and a score! Andrew Osterman has been phenomenal for the Tritons in the postseason so far. And the first real shot on Rowan White is a score. What a start for Notre Dame.
Kill the penalty and then come right back down the ice, and there is the freshman Osterman who is able to put that one home. 7th goal of the season, just left all alone out front there. The defense for Edgewood a little bit late and getting back, and what a time to score a goal right there. And 1-0 for Notre Dame Academy.
It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. 5'2" freshman Andrew Osterman getting the early goal here, and Notre Dame has the 1-0 lead. 10:54 left in period number 1. Face-off won by Edgewood as they retreat back into their defensive zone. Now look to push up. Will Getzky dumps it into the offensive zone. Harris back to retrieve it. Puck up against the near boards, now to neutralize. Crusaders coming away with it. Hit into the official. Now the puck into neutral ice. Still looking for clean possession are both sides.
There was the announcement. I was trying to figure out who made that excellent pass to set up Osterman with that shot out front all alone, and it was Bryce Dahl who made the play. So making sure that we give some credit to him for the pass, because that goal obviously does not happen without him.
Flanagan was pushing up forward, took a hit, lost possession of the puck, and Dahl came in, able to slide it through the slot, and Osterman went pad side. Face off, won by the Tritons in their offensive zone. Here going right to left in front of us as we sit here at Cap Ice Arena. Shot thrown on from the point, blocked out in front. Another shot deflected out in front. Now Atkinson with the puck, back behind the red line, going to Heil. Still with the Tritons in the offensive zone. Opportunity here for the Tritons. Shot, score! Owen Atkinson. And an unbelievable start continuing for the Tritons. First couple opportunities on Rowan White, one of the best players in the state this season, and they've got two on the board here in the first period, 9:53 in period one.
Yeah, Atkinson, that puck just kind of came free, and again, he was just left all alone in the far circle on the right side, able to just pick a corner and then just wired it past goaltender White. And we talked about his numbers at the beginning of the year, but perhaps just Notre Dame Academy has his number. 4 goals allowed in that first game and the first matchup between these two teams, and already 2 in this one on just 4 shots for Notre Dame.
Officially going to Atkinson, waiting here
Assisted by number 13, Ian Aiken.
for the assists as well, but early on, Tritons are firing on all cylinders when they have possession of the puck. They've been able to maintain the zone really well against this Edgewood team. Puck into the far side for Edgewood in the offensive zone. Tritons looking to clear the zone. Still stuck in that far corner. Puck out front for Colby Thompson. Shot from the point is sent aside. Bennett Cagle threw on that shot. Still in the corner. Tritons trying to clear the zone, but up against the boards is Colby Thompson keeping that one in. Tritons with the puck now. Clear again, blocked out in front. Tritons just trying to get this to neutral ice. A lot of chaos out in front. Shot sent wide, but there was an opportunity there for Davis Hableeb. Wide open net on the left side, and now a penalty is called.
I wonder if this is actually going to go on. I thought maybe Edgewood just got a penalty in the offensive zone, but it does look like this is going to go on Notre Dame. They're going to try to figure out who it was who got the penalty. It just hasn't felt like that Edgewood showed up to this game quite yet. And obviously you can't be having that in a state tournament game. They had the power play chance to dial it in. Didn't really do that well with it, but now they got another chance here. It's Cade McCarron in the box for Notre Dame for the hook.
The McCarron twins have come up huge for the Tritons over the years. In big moments. It was Keegan last week in the sectionals, and Cade takes the penalty here in period one. 8:35 left in period number one. Tritons out in front 2-0 here on the Edgewood Crusaders. Here almost on, feels like home ice for them right now.
Well, not quite with the way that Notre Dame has silenced the crowd so
Yes.
far. Library quiet in here right now. It's on Edgewood now to try to make things happen and get this crowd back into it. They're stunned, silent right now.
Similar to how we felt last year with Verona, how it felt like a heavy Verona crowd. They got silenced early in that one. Edgewood with possession of the puck in the offensive zone, now fighting for it up against the boards. Owen Cook has that one knocked away and cleared all the way down by Owen Atkinson. Big hit at neutral ice, but the puck still back behind the net of Rowan White as the Crusaders are looking to push forward. Under a minute left in the power play. Dylan Lenz entering the zone. Bands on the shot. That was a big opportunity. Crusader student section starting a Crusaders chant, trying to get behind their team, but nothing happening so far on this power play. Now under 40 seconds here on the hooking from McCarran. Puck in the neutral ice. And that one went over the blue line and back, so it'll be an offsides. Not the start that Edgewood expected coming into this game, it felt like.
Now, the body language, too, from some of these Edgewood players has not been great either. Just going back to the bench, hands on the knees, kind of, hands
Surrender
over the
Cobra.
head. Yeah, it's been just not the start that you want, obviously, if you're a Crusaders fan. But as we've learned so far in this state tournament, Bay Area coming back from 2 goals down yesterday. Brookfield coming back from 3 down twice today. No lead is safe, and Notre Dame Academy cannot let up either.
15 seconds left on the power play. Pass almost into the possession of Owen Cook. Now 8 seconds left in the power play, still in the offensive zone. Shot from the point, almost deflected in by Hableeb. Tritons kill off the penalty and a block out in front. Opportunity for the Tritons, but now that one got poked away. Now an offensive look for the Crusaders.
I thought you had McCarran out of the box there with a look. They could have popped that one up ahead, but I think that was Flanagan who just either didn't see him or didn't want to pass it to him, and then he turned it over and sent Edgewood back the other way. But bailed out by that icing call right there, and now the offensive zone faceoff coming up for Edgewood.
6:28 left in period number 1. 2-0 Notre Dame with the lead. Madison Edgewood fans trying to find something to get behind these Crusaders, but the Tritons have been playing stout on both ends of the ice thus far. Puck drop coming from the Edgewood offensive zone. Puck is dropped and face-off won by the Tritons. Heil pushing this one forward to neutral ice, but Crusaders are back to play with it. Just trying to move something here at neutral ice. Block, dumps this one into the offensive zone. Retrieved by Tritons. McCarran out of the box from a few minutes ago. Fighting with this one in that far corner. Now looking to try to push forward. Zone is cleared by the Tritons as they push forward. Heil gets pushed down, trying to pass. No arm goes up.
Good physical play in the corner there. Fair play.
Fight in the near corner. Looking to push forward. Now another Crusader goes down, and Edgewood fans want a penalty. They will not get one. It feels like after those first few penalties, other than the obvious, this crew has been letting them play physical. Tritons enter the zone. Tripping coming up here against Edgewood. That was a big opportunity, and yeah, that's one of the obvious ones that gets called against the Crusaders, and the Notre Dame power play getting their first opportunity.
And all that was slicing and dicing through, and he almost was able to waltz his way into the middle right there. And that was the only way to stop him, just haul him down. And the penalty coming up, and the first Notre Dame power play of the game. We'll see if they have any better luck than Edgewood, who had 2 very subpar power plays. And now with Beer in the box, Notre Dame will get their chance.
Puck in the offensive zone for the Tritons. Thomas looking to go to the middle. Mishandles the puck a little bit. Now taking a few hits. Back behind the red line. Flanagan. Flanagan looking to go to the point. Back to Riker Thomas. Thomas to the point. Out front it's Ante. Looking to pass the red line to Flanagan. Puck still in the offensive zone. Back to the blue line with Ante. Coughlin, Ante, back to Thomas, to the slot. Shot out front, deflected out in front. Crusaders clear the zone. Puck at neutral ice. Tritons looking to push forward. They've got an opportunity here, a little bit of numbers, but knocking that one away was Owen Porter. Tritons with the puck in the offensive zone. Osterman going after this puck. Coughlin mishandles the puck, but a shift is able to keep that one from going all the way down under a minute here on the power play. Pass out wide, going to Atkinson. Atkinson out in front, trying to fight for this one to put it in, are the Tritons. Now opportunity to pass to the slot, shot, score! Ian Noble gives the Tritons a 3-0 lead. power play goal for Ian Noble. That's his 7th of the season. And a 3-0 lead. They are going to take a look at this one, perhaps. The goal has not been put up. Now it is on the board. But they...
Oh, yeah, that one's not on Rowan White whatsoever. And just more really bad play in the defensive zone by Edgewood. And Osterman making a great pass. He'd set up all by himself, basically, on the near post. And then sneaking in was Noble and is able to bury it home for his 7th goal of the season. What a start here by Notre Dame Academy. Absolutely. And starting to get to the territory of last year and the blowouts.
Now remember, Anthony, Notre Dame did have a 3-0 lead in the semifinal. And then USM came all the way back to tie it up. That's how Jaschke ended up getting pulled. So, again, no lead is safe at this tournament. 3:54 left in period number 1. Goal scored by Ian Noble, assisted by Osterman and Atkinson. Tritons looking to push forward from their own defensive zone. Going forward. Keegan McCarron into the offensive zone. McCarron takes a hit. And Tritons are looking to try to go to the point, but Edgewood making it difficult on him now. A lot of physical play out near the boards. Matt Richter coming away with the puck for Edgewood, but not able to go forward. The forecheck has been here for Notre Dame all game. Crusaders looking to push forward. Don't quite have numbers. And they'll just dump it in for a change. Owen Barnett throwing it in. Now an opportunity for the Tritons. Looking to go forward. Drew Heil. And that one just floats its own way and covered up by Rowan White.
Yeah, that wasn't great from Heil. Just kind of fanned on it a little bit as he entered the zone. But so far, you just have this feeling, you know, that anything that Notre Dame has thrown on is going to go in at this point. And they've gotten a lot of high-quality looks so far. Nothing has been below like a B-level chance, it feels like, for Notre Dame. And this isn't on Rowan White. This is definitely on the defense of Edgewood. Just feels like they haven't showed up yet. And you kind of mentioned that no lead is safe, but the way that Edgewood is looking right now, they need either a big talking to at the intermission break, or they need to show something in the next 3 minutes for me to have any belief that they can come back.
Owen Cook looking to push forward, maybe perhaps a little interference, but no arm goes up. Now into the neutral zone. Opportunity for the Tritons. Joseph Coughlin, a little bit too far, and looking for an explanation is Coughlin, but yeah, he lost the puck right at the blue line, skated in, tried to reclaim it, but gets called for the offsides. 2:44 left in period number 1. Tritons with a 3-0 lead on Madison Edgewood. Face-off still fighting for it, and Flanagan comes away with it for the Tritons into the offensive zone. Crusaders just trying to break it out, and now they do. Potential opportunity coming here for the Crusaders. Shot thrown on, shot saved by Jaschke. Rebound back to the far corner. Fighting for it up against the boards of the Tritons and Crusaders. Looking to push forward. Ante up to Flanagan. Flanagan at neutral ice, threads it through. Nathan Ante throws on a shot, saved by Rowan White and covered up. He was going stride for stride with Colby Thompson, but was still able to get a shot off, and it was an easy one for Rowan White, just able to close up that near post, but
yeah, I think
the Tritons are just beating him right now.
That's got to be good for his confidence, too, just getting one of those pucks to hit him and just be in position to make a save there. Maybe get himself a bit of a rhythm back, because the way that things are looking right now, I mean, Notre Dame Academy, they have 7 shots on goal, and he's only made 4, saved 4 of those.
Puck still in the Notre Dame offensive zone, and they keep the zone. Shot thrown on and in the glove of Rowan White out and wide. White just opts to freeze the puck at 1:50 here in period 1.
Oh, that's another save. I think it'll go down in the book as one at least. Something has to change. Top line's got to get going for Edgewood. And really, it hasn't even been Notre Dame's top guys so far that have been doing all the damage. The depth players have been scoring a lot.
Pass behind, shot into the side of the net, and it gets covered up. White freezing the puck often later on here in this first period. And Edgewood goes with a full line change offensively and defensively.
And that was close. I mean, White really didn't have that near post closed off, so there was some space there.
Face off in the offensive zone for Notre Dame, but won by Edgewood. Just trying to get it forward in their offensive zone. Quite haven't been there in a little bit of time. Puck staying with Notre Dame in the offensive zone. Collision behind the play. And arm goes up. That was not a penalty that Notre Dame should be taking. Opportunity here now for the Edgewood, and now it finally gets called. 1:17 left in period number 1, and a high sticking away from the play by Owen Atkinson. And is it third time's the charm for Edgewood's power play? This is a big spot for them.
Atkinson must like it in the box there. It's the second penalty of the period so far. Obviously, the first one nothing came of it, but yeah, obviously giving Edgewood power plays, I mean, 41% is 41%. They've been hitting at. You want to obviously try to avoid putting them on the power play.
Shot out in front, deflected by McCarron. McCarron pushing forward into the neutral zone. Now a shot from the blue line, high and wide. Notre Dame still looking to possess this puck.
1 minute remaining in the period.
1 minute left in the period, but still over a minute 40 at the time on the power play. Now down goes Hableeb and turning over the puck. Shot thrown into the corner. But now the Tritons with Riker Thomas pushing that puck up against the boards all by his lonesome. Now Edgewood looking to break out. Owen Porter down the near side. Dumps it into the corner, under 30 seconds left in the period. Tritons lead 3-1 here in period number 1 in this state semifinal. Now they clear it all the way down. 1:05 left on the power play, 20 seconds here in period number 1. See if the Crusaders have a little bit of last-ditch effort here in the last 12 seconds. Up to neutral ice. Tritons clearing the zone yet again. 4 seconds left in the period. And that is how the first period is going to come to an end. Tritons come in to Middleton. Almost home territory for these Edgewood Crusaders. But they come away with a 3-0 lead going into the first intermission. 43 seconds left in the power play for Edgewood when we come back. But Anthony, this is not the game I think we were expecting coming into this one.
No, and I'm sure obviously Notre Dame Academy fans out there very pleased with the way that this one is starting. But yeah, obviously definitely not what you were expecting when you looking at the stats going into the prep. And 3-0 lead for Notre Dame Academy is something, maybe a 3 was the number that you would want in the entirety of the game, and hope that that'd be good enough to win. But getting 3 in the first 17 obviously is huge. And I mean, they've completely taken Edgewood out of this game. They look uninterested, unwilling to go into the dirty areas right now. And this is all Notre Dame just being able to control this game. And they've been here before, and they're clearly showing it, and they are dominating so far.
And that's certainly a locker room I would not want to be at intermission. Edgewood, they're going to need a little bit of inspiration coming into this second period because they have not looked good so far. We're going to step aside here from Middleton. We'll be right back, break down that first period. Tritons leading 3-0 over the Crusaders here in the state semifinals. Winner goes on to take on Brookfield in the state championship. We'll step aside. You're listening to Notre Dame Hockey on Triton Sports Network and NEW Sports Radio here on YouTube.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
We got smoking good ribs, wings and pizza, Parker John's. Sides made from scratch, hickory smoked meats, yeah, Parker John's. Come on down to Parker John's for pizza or barbecue. Smoking daily just for you. We got smoking good ribs, wings, and pizza. Parker John's. I see you down there, it's the place to meet ya. Parker John's. Parker John's.
Luxury vinyl floors are waterproof, kid-proof, and pet-proof, so they can stand up to real-life conditions. You'll find the largest selection at Mako's. Do it yourself or trust our guaranteed installation. Mako's, your premier flooring center. Now that's value.
When you need care, you shouldn't have to wait long. You can be kept waiting far too long at most healthcare organizations. But at OSMS, we prioritize you. I'm Dr. Soraya Frost, rheumatologist and physician owner at OSMS. We're focused on getting you seen as soon as possible in a safe and comfortable environment. With multiple rheumatologists to choose from and accepting most insurance plans, OSMS is here to get you back to doing the things you love. Learn more at askforosms.com.
At Bellin Health, we believe when part of you is injured, we have a part to play. Whether you're injured swinging for the fences or tending the hedges beside them, whether your goal is to play across the pond or star in Swan Lake, whether you're injured building strength or using your strength to build, our part is to provide no-cost injury consults no matter what part hurts. That's right, free of charge. Welcome to the Orthopedic Walk-In Injury Clinic at Bellin Health Titletown Sports Medicine and Orthopedics.
Hungry? Check out this deal on the best pizza in Wisconsin.
I love this pizza.
And you'll love getting $5 off any Gallagher's Pizza order of 30 or more. And it's all you can eat at our lunch buffets at any of our 4 locations.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
All right, back here from Capitol Ice Arena. Sorry for the delay there coming back, but Notre Dame up 3-0 on Edgewood. And Anthony, we briefly discussed before we sent it to break, but man, like putting 3 up for Notre Dame, that is just, I don't think anyone expected coming into this game.
No, absolutely not, especially when you take into account all the defensive numbers that, Edgewood has accumulated throughout this season. They've been, we talked about how on fire Notre Dame was, but Edgewood has been on a pretty similar stretch and over a more extended period of time. In their last 15 games, they're outscoring their opponents 90-13 over that stretch. And that's obviously less than a goal per game. They're at exactly 1 goal per game allowed this year. So you get 1, you've already matched that. And now Notre Dame has multiplied that number by 3 so far in just that 1 period of play, 17 minutes. And
yeah, I mean,
really impressive stuff, especially I'd say by the freshman Andrew Osterman, who came in with 6 goals, 9 assists, and already adding to that total with a goal and an assist in the first period. Just a freshman, by the way.
And Anthony, you and I were talking about his numbers a few weeks ago when we were going into that sectional round, and we saw in those first 2 games he had 2 goals in the playoffs. He's answered the call. He didn't have any points in that Bayport game, but already in this one, he's had his mitts all over this game for Notre Dame. Again, 5'2" freshman, but he's been out there hanging in there with this tough Edgewood defense, and he's been producing.
Yeah, and maybe he's got a couple more inches left in him at some point to grow up, and then he'll probably become even more of a little force to be reckoned with for sure. And very impressive stuff. I mean, he does utilize, there are some benefits to being one of the smaller guys on the ice. You can be a little bit more slippery and sometimes can get lost in the shuffle a little bit. And, that's what happened on his first goal, and then on the second goal, just able to create so well and see the ice at a different way than some other people can, and with a beautiful centering pass to set up Noble's third goal. And a really impressive period so far last period by Notre Dame Academy, and got to keep the momentum going though, because like we've said already, unless Edgewood shapes up, this is going to be irrelevant. But if, assuming they can get their act together in the second period, no lead is safe. And a 3-goal lead was already blown earlier today in the first game with Chippewa Falls shy high. But obviously Notre Dame Academy, they've been here before, which is a little bit different than I think than Chippewa Falls. Maybe the moment got to them a little bit, but Notre Dame Academy knows how to protect these leads. So we'll see.
I do want to take a look at the results that we've seen throughout the season of all the teams that were here at state, particularly with these 2 teams. I had these highlighted. Notre Dame went 2-1. Both of those wins coming in overtime against the teams that were here at state this year. They beat Edgewood. They lost to Chippewa Falls 6-3. They beat Brookfield in overtime 5-4 just a few weeks ago. So they've been tested this season. We mentioned how they've played some out-of-state games, few in Michigan, played a team from Minnesota. This is kind of how they put their schedule together year in and year out. Edgewood, they've played 2 of them. They beat Chippewa Falls the second game of the season. They got off to a really hot start. They played a tough Hudson team, beat them 2-1. Played Chippewa Falls, beat them 3-0. They went on a big run before losing their first game of the season to Notre Dame in that overtime loss. So they were challenged early on in that season, were the Crusaders. Down the stretch, it felt like they didn't really play as much of tough competition as they could have. Obviously, matchups with Verona and Eau Claire Memorial. But is this something that kind of rolled into this first round of the semifinals, that they maybe not were tested down the stretch as much?
Well, I think that it's definitely kind of tough to flip a switch per se, like you're mentioning. If you kind of are just coasting into the playoffs, then yeah, it can be a little bit tough to flip the switch and welcome in an elite opponent back when the first time that you play one again, and especially when the lights are bright. The stage is the ultimate stage in the WIAA for the high school level here in Wisconsin. It can be a little bit tough to just flip a switch, and it does feel like that maybe Edgewood they don't have the edge to be, no pun intended.
I see what you did there.
They don't have that edge right now, and that's something that they're going to need to try to figure out in this intermission, because some of the stuff that works against a Monroe Co-op or a Sauk Prairie isn't going to work against Notre Dame Academy, and you're going to have to go and get your hands dirty a little bit, forecheck hard, get to loose pucks, be good in the defensive zone, and Edgewood so far has done none of that today. And that's gotta change if they're gonna get themselves back into this game. They're not out of it yet, because obviously they can score goals. They average 5.54 goals per game this year, and if they do reach 5, assuming they don't give up more than 1, which you never know, but assuming they don't give up more than 1, this game is still within reach for them if you go off their season average. And they put 4 in on Notre Dame Academy, obviously, last time these 2 teams played. So it's not over.
I will note for Edgewood, they do play in a little bit of a larger conference, so there are less non-conference games to take advantage of. But they went 12-0 in conference, went 21-3. You can't really fault them for what they did. They had a tough start to their season, but again, going down towards the end part of their schedule, and you're playing conference games that maybe you're not tested as much, that's where you see maybe a potential opportunity for a struggle on a stage like this. But again, still time. There's 34 minutes still of hockey to play here this afternoon. We'll keep it here as the teams will get back out onto the ice. But what are you expecting to see in the second period? Obviously, Notre Dame's going to start a player down, and Edgewood's going to have about 40 seconds on the power play. But their power play has not looked good in the first 2.5 opportunities in that first period.
Yeah, 40% power play, though, is a 40% power play. And they had to be doing something correctly. Right. And to me, it just feels like stuff isn't clicking at the moment with the passing and with the just kind of the puck possession at this point. It feels like they're getting a little bit desperate on the power play and maybe trying to be a little bit too selfish. And you got to get set up in there. You got to move the puck around. That's what Notre Dame did really well on their first power play. And, imitation is important. The greatest form of flattery, as some say. But, there's a reason why stuff like the NFL is so copycat. And some stuff works. You got to do it. And I know that Edgewood knows this. They got their power play so good because of the stuff that they've been doing on it and in the beginning of the year. And puck movement and possession is important, and that's what they have blocked so far. Obviously, Notre Dame has been doing well to create some of this, but a lot of this is still within Edgewood's control, and this is going to be a really, really important power play for Edgewood to, at least, even if you don't score, because it is an abbreviated power play, you got to try and, get something going offensively, get a couple of chances, get this crowd back into it a little bit. And you got to hold the zone, I'd say, for at least 45 seconds here in this first power play.
We did just have a scoring update. The Osterman goal that kicked us off, now assisted by Flanagan and Coughlin on that first goal of the game. So if you're keeping track at home, that's where points have been assigned now after intermission. Notre Dame going to be a player down, 43 seconds still on the penalty kill for the Tritons. Edgewood, like you just said, see if they can play with a little more edge. Coming out of the locker room, you got to think if they want a shot to get back in this one, they've got to, I hate to count them out 43 seconds in, but they got to be able to get something going on this power play. Puck dropped at neutral ice, face-off won by Edgewood. They're looking to go forward. Pass intercepted in the neutral zone. Going forward, shot thrown on and saved and knocked up into the netting. That's not a good start for Edgewood, but Notre Dame coming right out of the gate. Wyatt Harris intercepting a pass in neutral ice and had a wide open look at the net and on Rowan White, but White able to make the pad save and knock it into the netting for another face-off.
Yeah, White almost missed it too. He was shuffling back to the middle, and that one almost went over his glove shoulder. That was really close to being a disaster there for Edgewood.
Face-off won by Edgewood in the defensive zone, but they got to go forward quick. 23 seconds left on the power play. Shot thrown and fanned on, actually, by Matt Richter. Again, that star player for this offense, and he's just trying to get a pass off his stick, but he hasn't been able to move it forward. Now back behind the red line. Jaschke defending the near post. The puck moving around out front. Pass knocked away, and just trying to clear the zone there, but Notre Dame kills off the penalty. But the puck's still in the offensive zone for Edgewood. Pass to the point and held in. Shot thrown on, and it goes through the 5-hole, but saved by a stick of a Triton. Oh. That was unbelievably close.
I was sitting on the goal line, Joey. That one bled through the 5-hole of Jaschke and was sitting right there.
Oh, my goodness.
Saving the day, Nathan Ante for the Tritons. Oh, man, that was almost the goal, or the goal that might have gotten this place going a little bit. Just get a look at the overhead here.
Yeah.
That is bleeding, and that is saved there by
goodness.
Ante. Yep, that is about as close as you can get.
No one's going to argue that one. You could be upset, but that is so unbelievably close. It just trying to get one break your way for Edgewood. That's tough. That is unbelievably tough.
Yeah, they finally got a look, and I think maybe Richter is maybe just struggling with some puck handling a little bit, but also there are some wet spots on the ice sometimes that can get the puck stopped and caught up.
Yep.
And that also I think might have happened once or twice, but and they finally got a shot on with some traffic out front, got a deflection, bled it through the legs of Jaschke, who, he hasn't faced a lot of shots today, but he's been fighting it a little bit, it seems like, in the shots that he has faced. And he gave up a really good opportunity right there.
They did briefly review that shot from the point, deflected out wide by Jaschke right off the faceoff. Tritons looking to clear the zone, taking a big hit.
That's a penalty, though.
Arm is up behind the play.
For what, though? That's the question. What are they going to call that?
Yeah, there's some Edgewood fans right in front of us celebrating the hit, but a penalty coming up behind the play.
That was a really good hit, and obviously not a guy that's easy to take down in the Notre Dame commit for football that goes to Notre Dame Academy and Flanagan. But it's going to be Habib who's going to go to the box, and I don't know. I thought that hit looked clean to me, but Flanagan, obviously they're going to rule that puck was a little bit too far off and away from him, and that he was not eligible to be hit in such a situation right there. So now that Notre Dame Academy power play that was that scored a goal earlier is 1-for-1 today. We'll get another look here.
Face-off won by the Tritons in the offensive zone. Ante skating around the near circle. Behind the net, looking to try to go out front, and that one knocked away and clearing the zone by one of the defenders out front for Edgewood. Joseph Coughlin directing up to neutral ice, man down behind the play. Tritons had a little bit of numbers there, but just dumped it into the offensive zone. At this point in the game, they feel a little bit more content with maybe just taking time off the clock, but it's still early.
Yeah, I wouldn't say quite yet. You got to push still at this point in the game. 32 minutes is a lot of time to just be clock killing at this point. You can't be satisfied with 3. You got to keep going, keep pushing.
1:10 left on the power play. Pushing forward is Wyatt Harris. Harris to the slot. No one was home for it, and went through the legs of a Crusader all the way down back into the defensive zone. 50 seconds left in the power play.
Yeah, Osterman was cutting out front. That pass was just a touch early, and otherwise Osterman would have had a good look.
Osterman has that one taken away. Short-handed potential opportunity here for Edgewood, but right back with Notre Dame. Osterman pushing forward. Sticks tapping on the ice, trying to go forward. Coughlin, the slot opening, but no one was able to knock it home. Osterman had a look at it.
Nice play there by Dylan Lenz to break that one up for Edgewood.
McCarron entering the zone. McCarron knocked down from behind. Puck still with Notre Dame. Noble with the puck into the crease, but that one gets knocked away back to neutral ice. 3 seconds left in the power play. Edgewood kills it off. Shot from the point, blocked out in front, and ends its way up behind the goal of Rowan White. Still in that offensive zone. Now up to neutral ice. Crusaders looking to play forward. Opportunity here now for Edgewood. That one knocked away with the skates of Braden Hart out there for Notre Dame. Pass to the slot. No one home again. It gets deflected all the way back to neutral ice. Shot thrown on from neutral ice. And now a shot from Owen Cook. That one saved by Jaschke. Edgewood playing a little bit more better offensively. That one almost taken away off the interception. Still in the offensive zone. Edgewood trying to keep the zone. They cannot. Looking to reset. Pass behind. Braden Hart up for James Flanagan. Flanagan, 6'5", trying to get his way in with his length. That one taken away. A lot of defense there and pressure on Flanagan. Arm goes up.
Penalty on Notre Dame.
Yeah, so 4th time's the charm maybe here, but the opportunities have been there for Edgewood. They could not convert on their first 3. Down 3-0. McCarron taking the penalty this time.
Now this is what got Shy in trouble in the game, where they were up 5-2, up 3 goals, and then they just couldn't stop taking penalties. And Brookfield had 3 power play goals in that game to even things up again. So you can't be taking penalties, and you can argue the calls all you want, but penalties are penalties for the refs, and you can't be taking them.
Oh, opportunity, but wide of the mark of Ian Noble. He was one-on-one with the goalie. Puck just didn't make his way to him. Puck back to neutral ice. Notre Dame just flings it right back. Already almost 30 seconds off this power play. Edgewood yet to get a real shot, but now they push forward. Ritger back out to the blue line with Cagle. Cagle throws on a shot. That one almost goes in, but deflected wide by Jaschke. Hableeb from the point. Shot scored! Davis Hableeb goes top left corner. And just like that, Edgewood find a little bit of fire. Only down 3-1, 11:48 left in period number 2.
Fourth time is the charm for Edgewood. And like you said, Hableeb, he was able to make a really, really nice move to get away from Noble there at the point. And then he had basically all the time in the world to walk in and just unloaded one from the tops of the circles and got it past Jaschke. And he is really vulnerable. The way that he's been playing goaltender is just, he's kind of way hunched over. And when he goes down, he kind of leaves that top area open. And they were able to put it right up over the top shelf. And it's a big goal. I believe 22nd of the season. And get this crowd into it a little bit here. And Edgewood, they're back into it.
Both teams back at even strength. Face-off won by the Tritons. 11:46 left in period number 2. That 40% power play for Edgewood finally coming through on the 4th opportunity. Puck at neutral ice. McCarron dumps it into the offensive zone. Puck doesn't keep the zone. It retreats back to neutral ice. Now pushing forward. Opportunity. Ian Noble skating his way in. That one sent aside by Rowan White. Noble looking to go back out front. But Edgewood able to clear the zone, goes all the way back. Back behind the net. Notre Dame looking to push forward. Keegan McCarron going up forward to Drew Heil. And now into the offensive zone. Trying to spin his way around. Now he goes down was Bryce Dahl. Back to neutral. Potential offside, so Edgewood going to have to play off that chance.
It's not a great pass.
Almost an interception in the defensive zone. Now up to neutral ice. Drew Heil pushing forward. Heil from the circle sent aside by Rowan White. And you could tell even on these breakouts for Notre Dame.
Yeah, it just feels like Edgewood's a step faster now.
White is feeling a little bit more. He's been able to handle these chances with ease, and I don't know, if you're Notre Dame, you can start to feel that the momentum that you had in that first period dissipating, even though you're still up 2. You gave up 1.
Well, this is why Notre Dame just needs to not take any more penalties, because it's 5-on-5. They've most certainly had the better of the play so far. Edgewood is having a chance to prove them that different right in this situation. They've been doing a much better job with it, but you can't give them any more power plays.
Notre Dame almost entering the zone, but now it gets cleared. Flanagan trying to push forward, but he couldn't quite get his stick on the puck. Puck thrown in behind White. White had to go back and claim it.
Another big hit throw and 2 15s coming together there.
Puck finding its way back to neutral ice. 10 minutes left in period number 2. Edgewood playing a lot better here in period number 2. Icing waved off. Now back behind that red line for Notre Dame. Squirts out behind everyone. Everyone was still fighting for it, but no one knew where the puck was. Dangling inside. Opportunity here for Edgewood, but losing the puck. Tight defense there from Nathan Ante. He's been phenomenal for Notre Dame on defense.
Yeah, that was excellent. You know, one-on-one situation there with Lenz.
Now Lenz fighting for the puck again with Ante. Now in the offensive zone behind the corner. Puck squirts its way out. Opportunity here for the Tritons. Dump in a neutral zone, clearing the zone. Ante going back to claim it. Ante off the boards to neutral ice. Hit up near the benches Puck finds its way to Notre Dame in the neutral ice. Ian Noble has that one taken away by Ricker. Puck back in neutral ice for Notre Dame, off the skate of Riker Thomas. McCarron going forward. Not a lot of opportunities here for Notre Dame in period number 2. Forecheck has been strong for Edgewood. 8:34 left in period number 2. Puck goes back for an icing. Perhaps a chance to breathe for Notre Dame.
Obviously, with the high school rules, though, Edgewood able to change, so not exactly the benefit or downside. Should this be college or the NHL? So able to get some fresh legs out there. Both teams, of course.
Face off in the Notre Dame offensive zone in that near circle. Tritons going left to right here in period number 2. Face off. Edgewood coming back with it, but losing the stick. That was an odd play. Edgewood player lost his stick, but somehow the puck finds its way rolling back to Leighton Jaskew. Just has to cover this one up, and now Edgewood going to get a face-off in their offensive zone. Talk about a flip of the script.
Yeah, it was a strange bounce, and Jaskew just pouncing on it and trying to mix things up front there. Owen Porter having a really good season. And 39 points for him.
Face-off won by the Tritons. Ante now losing possession of the puck. Tritons looking to clear. Puck still in that offensive zone. Ante trips trying to reclaim the puck, pass to the slot, but no one was there. But a Triton with Owen Atkinson, he clears, but goes all the way back, and icing waved off.
Waved off at the last second.
Edgewood fans not happy with the wave off. Now this one going all the way back to Jaskew trying to fight for it, and Ante able to come away with that puck. Ante looking for a breakout pass with Atkinson, but a little bit behind him. Ante feeds to the middle. Osterman trying to skate his way in, sent aside by Rowan White. For the first real offensive opportunity for the Tritons, now they're starting to feel something offensively. Shot thrown on by Coughlin, saved by White. Still in the offensive zone, bodies falling down on top of this puck. Edgewood looking to clear, and now they do. Back to neutral ice with Notre Dame. Bryce Dahl pushing his way in, dangles through that near circle, past the slot. Puck out in front, and White just dives on it. 6:59 left in period 2, and now pushing and shoving after the play is over.
Yeah, White kind of got clipped on the way by, and obviously Edgewood not too happy about that one. Going after whoever that was that made the hit. Looked like Coughlin down there. All fair, though. We'll play on.
Yeah, Flanagan maybe trying to get his stick in there. It looked like he was the one screening and potentially trying to go with the deflection in, but got a little caught up. Face off in the Notre Dame offensive zone. Still fighting for possession. Notre Dame winning it. Now fighting for it up against the boards. Edgewood coming away with it, able to clear the zone of neutral ice. McCarron just knocking that one away, but there was an opportunity there for a potential one-on-one. McCarron dumps into neutral. Now this one finds its way all the way back to Rowan White, and he has to cover this one up.
It's one of those weird ones where it literally went and split 4 guys for Edgewood. Just a little off the boards play, made it all the way back down. White had to cover it up.
Again, seeing the body language from Edgewood, maybe you're starting to see the fire die a little bit, but still only down 2. You can see that one play can change this game in a heartbeat.
Yeah, now that they got one, the next goal is really important because they had to work so hard to get that one. they feel like they're in it if it's a 2-goal deficit. But if Notre Dame is able to get another one and make it 4, and that's when maybe things get bad again.
Teams are fighting for it up against the blue line, but Notre Dame retreats and claims it back in their defensive zone. Wyatt Harris entering for Notre Dame. Shot thrown on behind the net. Tritons looking to keep the zone, and they do. Ante, shot deflected, now goes back to the neutral zone. Edgewood clearing. Opportunity here for Edgewood. Past the slot, shot to the 5-hole, but knocked away and closed up by Jaschke. It'll go all the way back down.
That was a great save there by Jaschke because, I mean, the pass, Cook tried to collect it, and it went off of his stick, and as we're getting icing here on Edgewood, Cook trying to reel in that pass, and it kind of flipped off his stick a little bit, so the only thing that he could do was just whack it towards the 5-hole of Jaschke, and he read it well and was able to close that thing up.
3-1 our score, 5:40 left in period number 2. Tritons out in front, but they've given up the only goal of the period. They led 3-0 at the end of 1. Edgewood with a power play goal here in period number 2 to get them back in this game. But now looking for a little more. Notre Dame with possession in the offensive zone. Flanagan dumping it into the corner. Osterman tried to go out to the point. No one there. Shot out from all the way at the blue line. Screened way out in front. But still able to be knocked away. Puck at neutral ice. Edgewood looking to push forward. Opportunity. Hableeb, who has the Crusaders' only goal of the period, trying to lead the charge, but he lost possession. Osterman poking that one free into the offensive zone. Osterman trying to pass out front. Notre Dame trying to keep the zone, and they don't. Opportunity here for Davis Hableeb. Notre Dame with numbers defensively, and finally poked free by Bryce Dahl. Drawn to the neutral zone, going forward to Coughlin. Coughlin back to Osterman. Puck fighting for it. Flanagan passing out in front. That was a near dangerous opportunity for Notre Dame. Edgewood with possession of the puck in their own defensive zone. Now they push forward to neutral ice going forward. Braden Hart chasing after the puck, but now Wyatt Harris with it for Notre Dame. Alex Beer pushing forward. In the defensive zone for Notre Dame, they're looking to push forward. Now opportunity, they've got numbers, 3-on-2. Into the offensive zone, pushing too far to the outside boards. And Edgewood able to stifle that opportunity. 4 minutes left in period 2.
Cagle did a great job to break that one up. Didn't allow for the pass back into the middle.
Dangling at neutral ice, pushing forward is Riker Thomas. Thomas to McCarron. Now back with Thomas back behind the red line. Thomas goes down as they fight for the puck up against the boards. Coming away with it is Bennett Cagle. Now a fight for it for Notre Dame and Edgewood back behind. In that Edgewood defensive zone, and this one gets flung in. Don't get a touch, but icing waved off. Ante coming away with the puck for Notre Dame. Ante looking to push forward. Potential opportunity here for Notre Dame. Atkinson from the circle. Shot thrown on. Saved by White. Oh, Atkinson out in front trying to go backhand. Couldn't quite do it. Here comes Davis Hableeb. Poked free by Keegan McCarron. That is a huge poke check coming in a one-on-one situation.
Yeah, I believe has had a couple of those chances. Notre Dame defense has gotten the better of him twice, though.
Atkinson trying to go to the slot, wide of the mark. Puck clears the zone. 2:34 left in period number 2. Puck skates its way in. Edgewood looking for a penalty. They do not get it. Notre Dame going the other way down. Dahl looking to pass to the slot. No one there for it. Puck wraps its way around the board.
Yeah, Notre Dame got away with one there, I think.
Getzky gets stripped by Osterman in the defensive zone. Fighting for it up against the boards. 2 minutes left in period number 2. Still fighting for it up against the boards. Flanagan from the red line. He's getting his way around. He gets hit. Fighting for it in that far corner. Trying to locate the puck, but it was frozen. That's probably why I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it was interesting. White just kind of was sweeping, you know, getting ready for a centering pass, and all of a sudden he just was like, "Ooh," put the glove right on it. Whistle blows. 1:46 left in the second period. 3-1 hockey game right now. Not a ton of shots, just 12 for Notre Dame Academy, 11 for Edgewood, but a lot of high-quality chances. 6 power play opportunities so far. It's been an interesting game so far.
Face-off coming in the Notre Dame offensive zone. Under 2 minutes to go here in period number 2. This one far from over. Notre Dame's offense, which was on fire in that first period, hasn't really been able to find much opportunities offensively so far. That one almost intercepted and going the other way by Shane Fish. Opportunity now here for Edgewood. Past the slot, knocked away, shot off the outside of the post.
Jaschke was lost there. The pass was into the middle, got blocked, and then came back to the near side. Jaschke was already like pushing across, like a centering pass was going over there that he had to desperate make a save to, and then he got stuck in the middle and left the entire near side of the net open.
There was an opportunity there for Notre Dame. Now Edgewood looking for a penalty as there was a collision right in the slot.
I think they got away with another one. You had a guy cutting out front, trying to get his stick free, and it just couldn't. It was held up.
Notre Dame clearing the zone. Pushing forward is Ian Noble. Noble stripped back to neutral ice. Opportunity now. Numbers, but poked away by Keegan McCarron.
He was trying to get that one ahead to Richter.
White covering this one up, but quickly dumps to one of his defensemen. It's taken away by Notre Dame at neutral ice. Pushing forward is Bryce Dahl. Into the offensive zone, closing on 30 seconds rather to go here in period number 2. Shot from the point from Dahl is deflected. Notre Dame dumping this one into the offensive zone. 20 seconds left in period 2. 3-1 is our score, and now we get a whistle.
We've got just 17 seconds left on the clock here, and I think a faceoff will be in the defensive zone here for Edgewood. A chance here for Notre Dame Academy to draw something up, get a play. Got the big guns on the ice right now.
You have Flanagan out there. Joseph Coughlin, again, your number 1 line. And the guys that you go to are out there for Notre Dame. The faceoff won by Edgewood. 13 seconds left in period 2. Puck going all the way down. And Dahl just going to swing this one around to Flanagan. Flanagan with the puck, clears it to neutral ice. That is how period number 2 is going to come to an end here in Middleton. Crusaders get one back, but the Tritons still leading 3-1 as we enter period number 2. Or enter intermission number 2, rather.
Yeah, it was a much better period for Edgewood. I feel like they definitely had the better of the play there, but Notre Dame Academy doing well to kind of limit the damage. And as long as they stay out of the box here in this third period, Joey, you have to like their chances.
That was the problem for Notre Dame in this period, giving up 1 power play goal. And they lead now only by 2. But they have the 2-goal lead. It's theirs to defend. We'll step aside here from Middleton. Tritons leading 3-1 over Edgewood. We'll be right back on NEW Sports Radio and Triton Sports Network here on YouTube.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
When things aren't quite right, the results can be less than ideal. We just need to make a few adjustments.
Bellin Health has created places that kids and teens feel are just right for them, for the things that teens need help with.
I believe this is yours. From band student to rock star, there's only Bellin Health.
Considering a room update or building your dream home and don't know where to begin? The design team at Maco's will guide you through the selection process and put your mind at ease. Solutions and styles to make you the envy of the neighborhood. Maco's, your premier flooring center. Now that's value.
Hungry? Check out this deal on the best pizza in Wisconsin.
I love this pizza.
And you'll love getting $5 off any Gallagher's Pizza order of 30 or more. Call us for delivery. It's the best way to feed your office for lunch.
When you're hurt, you shouldn't have to wait for care. You can be kept waiting for weeks at most healthcare organizations, but at OSMS, we prioritize you. I'm Dr. Will L. Bureau, orthopedic surgeon and physician owner at OSMS. I want you to get in and get treated with the highest quality of care so that you can get back to doing the things you love. Don't wait. Come see one of our orthopedic physicians at our acute injury walk-in clinic, where you can receive same-day orthopedic care, usually without a referral.
We got smoking good ribs, wings and pizza, Parker John's. Sides made from scratch, hickory smoked meats, yeah, Parker John's. Come on down to Parker John's for pizza or barbecue. Smoking daily just for you. We got smoking good ribs, wings and pizza, Parker John's. I see you down there, it's the place to meet ya, Parker John's. Parker John's.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Back from Middleton, Tritons still leading this one 3-1 after 2 periods, but that second period, a lot more what we expected from this game. Edgewood able to get their power play finally in action and slotting one home to cut the lead down to 2. But are they able to find enough momentum in the period number 3 to try and make this one interesting? Joey Bonadonna alongside Anthony Winker. And this, we mentioned down the stretch, Notre Dame felt like they were starting to put this one away. Energy quite wasn't there with Edgewood, but you're starting to see that the Crusaders have a little bit of momentum behind them now.
Yeah, I feel like they maybe just had a bit of a come to Jesus in the locker room there in that intermission break, and came out and they were playing a lot differently. They were, much harder in on the forecheck. They were trying to force loose pucks in the offensive zone. The effort level was just so much higher from the Crusaders in that second period, and hopefully they can understand that they got rewarded for some of those effort plays with penalties, with puck possession, with a couple of chances. They had a couple of decent looks there at the end of that period to try to tie the game, or not tie the game, rather pull within 1, and almost was able to do it a couple of times. And now they got 17 minutes on the clock here and a chance to do something. But Notre Dame, you can't even say that they played that much worse in that period. It just kind of Edgewood playing a lot better, I think. But now it's going to be their turn. Do they have a response? Do they have a pushback in them as well? Because Edgewood responded. They were able to get one back, but obviously Notre Dame, in the time that they were dominating, got 3, so they have that luxury.
Looking at that second period, it was Davis Hableeb assisted by Dylan Lenz on the power play, who was the lone goal scorer in the period. Anthony, what can you take away from that one? Obviously, the power play finally coming through for the Crusaders.
Well, Edgewood on that power play, that still wasn't the ideal power play for me because it took an incredibly lucky individual play there by Hableeb to be able to work himself free. And he did, to be fair, and gave himself a free shot at the goaltender. But you'd like to see them kind of move the puck around a little bit more, keep the zone a bit. And I thought that You know, if they're able to do that a little bit more consistently and create looks that way, rather than kind of relying on individual efforts, that's something that you're going to be wanting to see from the Crusaders. But I feel like Jashke, he's been okay today, but there have been a couple of times that I've been watching him, and he's been giving up some rebounds and having not the best control of the puck so far today for Notre Dame Academy. But then again, I mean, he's doing what he needs to do so far. The one that he gave up, he really didn't have much of a shot at. He was screened, and it was just a shot from the straightaway circles. Pick your spot, pick your corner. But we'll see. I mean, it was a good period from Edgewood, but obviously still a long way to go to try to get themselves back in this game.
Not a lot of shots in this game so far. 14-11 Notre Dame with the lead in that category. This last period, 7-7 for each side. So no side really getting a huge edge shot-wise. But yeah, that's led to a pretty even matchup in the saves department. 11 for Rowan White and 10 for Leighton Jashke. But I mean, you got to understand that Rowan White has been able to make. He's been able to make tough saves. I would say the shots that have been put on, they've either not been challenged or not challenging enough. So I'm waiting to see either of these sides see their goaltender make this phenomenal save to try and steal one.
Yeah, it does feel like White for the most part has made the saves that he's kind of needed to make, but as far as kind of elite goaltenders go, the difference is, can you make some of the saves that you're not supposed to make, right? The ones that are really the high-level saves, that's how goaltenders can steal games. And so far, basically every single grade A that Notre Dame Academy has gotten, they've scored on. So at some point, you know, you got to either be A, stout enough defensively that you're not going to give up any of these grade A chances, or B, get a save or two from your goaltender in some of these scenarios where, yeah, maybe you do, you know, have a mistake and somebody's got to, and the glass line of defense needs to cover for you. And that is, of course, White. And so far, I mean, back in the first period was when Notre Dame got all their goals, and they were all grade A chances. And obviously, maybe you'd love to see White come up with one or two of those. But, yeah, I mean, it's still, you know, White he's played fine. Like, this hasn't been his fault, but he hasn't really elevated and made some of these saves that, you know, that Edgewood would, you know, love to have gotten, even with some of the mistakes that they've made.
And looking over at Leighton Jashke, you mentioned some of the shots that have been put on him. One of them was an incredible play by Nathan Ante to be able to clear the goal line with his stick. As that puck, it should have gone in.
It was bleeding
flat
through.
out say it, but Ante was able to get his stick on it. I would say a portion of that puck was probably over the goal line, but Ante with the last-ditch play to clear it. I've seen a lot of great plays defensively for Notre Dame. There have been some mishaps, but I look at the back check from Cade McCarron and Nathan Ante. They've been really good throughout this game so far.
Andy's been the best player on the back end, and it really hasn't been close for Notre Dame Academy. He's broken up countless 2-on-1, 1-on-1 rushes. A couple of times he's had a bleed bearing down on him. He got a 22-goal scorer now with the goal that he scored today, you know, bearing down on you, and he was able to make those stops and those defensive plays to break things up. And, of course, you know, had as you mentioned, the game saver to break it up at and you know, the one that got through Jashke. So to me, I think that Nathan Ante, the junior defenseman, has had the best game so far for the Tritons on the back end.
And Ante himself, you know, a junior on this team, he's been around this program. He's come through in these moments for Notre Dame for the last few years, and he's doing it right now on the state semifinal stage. We're going to quickly send it to break, and we'll be right back with a few minutes before we kick off the third period. You're listening to Notre Dame Hockey on 90W Sports Radio and Triton Sports Network here on YouTube.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
We got smoking good ribs, wings and pizza, Parker John's. Sides made from scratch, hickory smoked meats, yeah, Parker John's. Come on down to Parker John's for pizza or barbecue. Smoking daily just for you. We got smoking good ribs, wings and pizza, Parker John's. I see you down there, it's the place to meet ya, Parker John's. Parker John's.
Luxury vinyl floors are waterproof, kid-proof, and pet-proof, so they can stand up to real-life conditions. You'll find the largest selection at Mako's. Do it yourself or trust our guaranteed installation. Mako's, your premier flooring center. Now that's value.
When you need care, you shouldn't have to wait long. You can be kept waiting far too long at most healthcare organizations. But at OSMS, we prioritize you. I'm Dr. Soraya Frost, rheumatologist and physician owner at OSMS. We're focused on getting you seen as soon as possible in a safe and comfortable environment. With multiple rheumatologists to choose from and accepting most insurance plans, OSMS is here to get you back to doing the things you love. Learn more at askforosms.com.
At Bellin Health, we believe when part of you is injured, we have a part to play. Whether you're injured swinging for the fences or tending the hedges beside them, whether your goal is to play across the pond or star in Swan Lake, whether you're injured building strength or using your strength to build, our part is to provide no-cost injury consults no matter what part hurts. That's right, free of charge. Welcome to the Orthopedic Walk-In Injury Clinic at Bellin Health Titletown Sports Medicine and Orthopedics.
Hungry? Check out this deal on the best pizza in Wisconsin.
I love this pizza.
And you'll love getting $5 off any Gallagher's Pizza order of 30 or more. And it's all you can eat at our lunch buffets at any of our 4 locations.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
Back here from Middleton as we are closing on the start of period number 3. Notre Dame leading this one 3-1 over Madison Edgewood. I will say, I keep saying Madison Edgewood. It is just Edgewood. It's similar to how people outside of Green Bay call Green Bay or call Notre Dame Green Bay Notre Dame. So I will try to limit that because I don't like it when Notre Dame's called Green Bay Notre Dame either. But I digress. Notre Dame and
actually Edgewood Sacred Heart.
They are, yes.
You know, if you want to get really technical with it.
Same with Notre Dame de la Bay Academy. But I will digress. Edgewood, Notre Dame here in Middleton at Capital Ice Arena here in Middleton. And this has been an interesting contest. Notre Dame off to an early start, 3-0 in that first period. But Edgewood with a little bit of a response in period number 2. You mentioned throughout that second period, the next goal of this game, it's going to go a long way to deciding this one. Because if Notre Dame can go back up 3 goals in this third period, you don't want to count them out because of what happened in the earlier game today. But that feels like that's the number that you can get past Rowan White and know that you did a pretty good job today. Meanwhile, for Edgewood, if you're able to score and get back within 1, This is a brand new hockey game, and this will be a very interesting next 17 minutes. And as I say that, there could definitely be a possibility where no team scores, and that's just how this goes. It's going to be a defensive period.
I was going to say that.
What do you expect out of period?
Yeah, you know, in an ideal world, I bet Notre Dame Academy probably does just have it where nobody scores this period, and there is no next goal. I mean, and they were able to successfully do that in the second period after giving that one up. But yeah, I mean, obviously, whoever does score next, if there is a next goal, like you said, Edgewood, making it a brand new hockey game. But really, mentally speaking, I don't know if they can handle going back down 3. So I think that Edgewood really has to come out hard, pushing, you know, battling, playing every shift like it might be their last, because, you know, it might be at this stage. It's starting to get down to that point. So Notre Dame Academy, they got to hold on tight. And I expect Edgewood to come out hard in this period, and they're going to have to weather an early storm, I think, here. Things might settle down in the middle of the period, and then depending on how the game script is going, might pick up again back at the end of the game. So I think this is where the part where Notre Dame Academy's got to be really strong, buckle down, because this crowd also, I think, this student section, is going to try to will their Crusaders back into it.
Winner of this game goes on to play the Brookfield Stars in tomorrow's championship game tomorrow night. Notre Dame, the defending champs. Edgewood, they've been in that state title game. They knocked off Notre Dame just 2 years ago over at
Alliant?
Over at Alliant.
Yeah.
I'm waiting because there's 17 minutes on the clock, but
no teams.
No teams.
Yeah.
I do see Edgewood out in front of us, and Notre Dame's down there, but they've yet to send them out onto the ice. Maybe letting the ice freeze a little bit more, because we saw in the early part of that period, it was a little sticky with how wet it was. So maybe that's the intent here.
Yeah, I would probably argue that that might be what they're doing. Looks like we got some freshly painted ice here as well. It looks great.
Officials back out on the ice, and
I have to say that this has been a pretty well-held WIAA state tournament so far. I think they learned from a couple of things last year and definitely made it a lot better this year, spacing the game times out a little bit, the in and outs of the crowd and of the spectators, because for every single one of these games, they've been full stadiums here. Obviously, Suter, Capital Ice Arena, not exactly the capacity of an Alliant Energy Center. So, you know, getting everybody in and out quickly and efficiently is important, and been doing a much better job with that this year as well, I'd say. So,
and I think the other thing is that, I mean, the ice has been, I feel like there's been less problems with the ice this year. There have been some, at least in this game, but I mean, yesterday we had 4 games, and we had that last game. We didn't really experience seeing too many problems with the ice. This is game 2 of 2 here today. No problems with the ice. So, yeah, this has been a great tournament. So many great games. Teams are taking the ice now to kick off period number 3.
2 overtime games. Obviously, the thriller with Bayport, or excuse me, I keep saying Bayport, which obviously, you know, everybody in that.
We're one of them.
Yeah. Obviously, all the Notre Dame fans out there are not going to be too happy, but Bay Area Ice Bears and that crazy comeback 1-goal game. The first semifinal for the girls was a pretty good game for about 37 minutes or so as well. And then obviously D1 gave us a couple of good ones as well. Or D2?
Yes.
D2 gave us a couple of good ones. We're still learning the class system in Wisconsin.
Yep. Lower number, higher division. Not the same out in Minnesota. Puck is dropped here on period number 3. Tritons winning the faceoff in a neutral zone. Flanagan pushing forward into the offensive zone. Flanagan pushed here on the near boards. Now the Edgewood Crusaders trying to push forward, but quickly knocked away by the Notre Dame defense. Puck retreats back into the Notre Dame defensive zone, and Tritons able to clear it back to neutral ice. Flanagan entering the zone. As a little bit of a shift behind him, pass was into the slot, and the puck just hung there for a little bit.
And you see that took a weird bounce off of the boards. and White, who was kind of looking around like the puck was there, and then it came right out in front. That would have been a tap in if Flanagan could have just gotten his stick on it, but just out of his reach, and it's tough for that to happen.
Antti, a little bit too much mustard on that pass, couldn't go tape to tape. Now Riker Thomas gets hit as the puck goes into the offensive zone for Notre Dame, going right to left now as we see it here in Capital Ice Arena. Pass to the slot high and bouncing off the boards down all the way to the other end. McCarron gonna have to play this puck, but leaves it out there for Edgewood. Tritons just trying to clear here, and now they do. They push forward, dangling as Riker Thomas entering the zone. Thomas throws on a shot, stick save by Rowan White. Still in the offensive zone here for Notre Dame. Drew Heil knocking it behind the red line. Now a fight up against the boards.
Yeah, every single time that Rowan White has been able to see the puck, and
Oh, that's going to be a penalty against Notre Dame. And you just said at the end of that period, you cannot take more penalties, and that's one going against Riker Thomas.
And that's one that's completely avoidable, too.
Yeah, behind the play, holding.
And now you have an Edgewood power play coming out there that is no longer 0 for 3. They scored on their last power play, so now a little bit of confidence, perhaps, for the Crusaders.
So Tritons a man down as the puck is in the offensive zone for Edgewood. Shot from the point, deflected out in front wide. Puck cleared and goes all the way back to the stick of Rowan White. 1:45 left on the power play. Edgewood looking to set this one up. Matt Richter pushing it up forward, gets that one knocked, and the Tritons able to clear this one back all the way to the defensive zone. 1:30.
And they really just haven't been able to get set up offensively at all. And then the one time that they were able to get that chance in the goal. So zone entry, get set up in the zone, and then go to work.
And a whistle and an offsides. It's almost been like 15-second intervals for Edgewood just trying to do something with this puck, as now clock sits at 1:16. And they'll get a neutral ice face-off on this near side, closer to the Edgewood offensive zone. Face-off won by Notre Dame, and they quickly clear.
Anytime you can win a face-off on the kill, kills a lot of time.
Shot thrown on, just trying to keep it in the offensive zone for Notre Dame. And now an interception again. Here comes Wyatt Harris, who just flings it back behind the net. Under a minute to go in this power play. Flanagan fighting with the puck up against the boards. Puck squirts its way out. Bennett Cagle picking this one up. Going stride for stride with Joseph Coughlin into the offensive zone, but loses the puck. Tritons clear the zone again. 35 seconds left.
See, I get it though. You're at a tail end of a shift, is I believe, but I mean that was a really lazy in on the forecheck right there, and almost turned over there by White behind the goal. But you're on the power play. You got to get two guys on the puck at all times and racing after the puck holder.
18 seconds left on the power play. Owen Cook back behind his own net, trying to make a last-ditch effort. 10 seconds left on the power play. Pushing forward, doesn't quite have numbers. Gets knocked. Puck is free. 4 seconds left on the power play. Tritons kill it off for the fourth time today. 1 for 5 is the power play for Edgewood. 40% coming into the game. Opportunity here for Edgewood, knocked away. Edgewood fans and bench wanting a penalty. They did not get it. Shot thrown on, deflected high, and still in play.
I think White got a piece of that one. That was labeled for that top corner. A good save there by White, reactionary.
Notre Dame trying to keep the zone. They do not. Still back to neutral ice. Entering the zone is Drew Heil. Back behind the red line. Waiting for this one to pop out is Ian Aiken. Joining him is Alex Beer. Puck up against that board. No one able to get it free. Now it finally does. Still in that offensive zone. Zone cleared by Edgewood, going all the way back down. Dahl goes down trying to get to that puck. Pass coming forward, opportunity for Owen Atkinson, but back check was there for Cagle to dump it back in. 12:09 left here in the period. Opportunity out front and saved by Leighton Jaschke. Shot thrown on there by Ben Block.
Oh, what a chance there from Edgewood. Block all alone out front. Not sure how the puck ended up getting there.
That was deflected. The outlet pass was blocked by a Crusader, and then Ben Block.
The issue, though, with Block was he shot it right at Jaschke's midsection.
Not much creativity on that shot. I don't think he quite expected that one to be there for him.
No, you got to put it anywhere than where you put that.
Flanagan got his stick on that one. Shot out in front, blocked out in front. Tritons trying to clear the zone. They do not. Puck back behind the net of Jaschke. Crusaders still maintaining this zone down in the far corner. Puck wrapping its way around. Nathan Ante looking to break it out up off the boards. They get a touch at neutral ice. Ante still with it back at neutral ice. That one blocked on the entry. And that one flipped up and in. Played by Bennett Cagle. Cagle looking to break out. Goes forward to Richter. Back check there for Notre Dame. They're trying to break out. Comes Braden Hart into neutral ice. Pass to Osterman. Opportunity here for Notre Dame. Coming to play this puck is Wyatt Harris. Harris looking to look to the point. Still handling the puck up against the boards. Osterman trying to maintain the zone. Now an opportunity here for Edgewood up to neutral ice. Chipped away. Everyone gets back on sides for Edgewood. Shot thrown on and wide, and defense was there to collect the rebound. Up to neutral ice. Riker Thomas dumped this one in back behind Rowan White. And Triton fans alike who've seen things in Madison, they might be saying, just stay in the crease. As Rowan White was playing that one behind his own net. Puck at neutral ice.
Some battle flashbacks, Joey.
Yes, 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 there are. Puck at neutral ice here for Notre Dame. They're trying to push it forward. Back to plate is Colby Thompson. Now to Getsky, pushing forward to the offensive zone. Defensive man slip, shot thrown on, saved by Leighton Jaschke. And the net comes off. Beautiful leg pad save by Leighton Jaschke. I think that is your first save that you say, wow, what a play by the goaltender tonight.
That was a great stop, and that was Ryland Port, who had that chance for Edgewood, and he just cutting in, and then looked like he lost an edge or something, and he just went barreling into the goaltender, Jaschke, there, and Jaschke ended up scoring a goal himself into the net, but he did the important thing, made the stop, and the faceoff comes outside the zone now.
9:54 left in period number 3. And we're going to get a brief stoppage as Rowan White getting his water bottle back from the bench. There we go. Faceoff at neutral ice, finally won by Edgewood. Dumped in the neutral zone and knocked down by Jaschke. Had a step to his right to make that play.
I'm not crazy about trying to glove that one across your body like that. I feel like that can go wrong way more ways than it can go right.
Opportunity, collision, mid-ice, big hit. Laid on by Wyatt Harris on Davis Hableeb. Interrupting the play, but a clean hit at that. Puck out in front. No one quite knows where it is. Trying to go from inside the crease. Wrapping its way around. Notre Dame trying to clear. Now they do. Flanagan to neutral ice. Flanagan dangling back to the forehand. Gets pushed away from the play.
Good D there by Cagle.
Now Richter. Into the offensive end for Edgewood. Pass to the point. Deflected out in front. Nice play there from the screener.
Gotta get over there.
Opportunity. Shot deflected out in front. McCarron trying to make a play on the puck up in the air and couldn't quite do it. Cade McCarron pushing forward to Ian Noble. Coughlin just dumps this one in. They'll get a change. Puck still in this Notre Dame offensive zone. Thomas over to Heil. Heil, shot from out front. Look for a rebound. Thomas couldn't quite get a play on it.
Good pass. Oh, it almost worked.
Cook with a beautiful pass out to Owen Barnett, but it was just out of the reach of his stick, and it goes down for an icing.
Oh, that was so close to connecting there, Joey. Tough break because it does go down for icing, and you can't win the race and negate it, obviously, at the high school level. So that obviously have to settle for it, but I like that try. That was an aggressive play, and I don't mind that at this stage of the game at all for Edgewood.
8:10 left in here in period number 3. Puck going all the way back. This one could be interesting, but Ante able to knock it away at the last moment. In the offensive zone, shot from the point, thrown on, deflected out in front. Atkinson pushing forward. Going to Harris. Harris gets knocked down, no arm goes up. Tritons maintain the zone. Shot out front, sent wide. Into neutral ice for Notre Dame, looking to reset the zone. White looking to play it behind. And now here comes Edgewood trying to get back in the neutral zone, and now we get a whistle.
Time's starting to become a factor here a little bit. Now we're down to 7:23 left, and still a 1-goal deficit or 2-goal deficit for Edgewood. And again, they've had their chances, Joey. They've had 2 really, really good looks this period, but Jaschke has shut them both down so far.
7:23 left here in period number 3. It will be Thomas and Richter to take this face-off. Face-off won by the Triton. Shot thrown on, deflected out front. Puck to neutral ice. A lot of green jerseys around to play this one for Notre Dame. Pass off the boards, entry pass. Coming to Riker Thomas, he's all by his lonesome. Thomas back out to the point, now to the blue line. McCarron throws on a shot and deflected out in front, played by Matt Richter. His puck deflecting all the way back. Jaschke nudging it aside. McCarron looking to go forward off the boards, finally clearing the zone. Still in neutral ice. Tritons and Crusaders playing this up against the board. Shot from outside is interfered with, now hit behind the play. No arms go up. McCarron in neutral ice, trying to keep it away from the Crusaders, but they retain possession. Cagle. Shot wrapping around the boards. Tritons just trying to clear, they cannot. Staying down that offensive side. Battling up against the boards behind the net. 6:10 left here in period number 3. Tritons leading 3-1 in the state semifinal matchup. And a whistle coming here. 6:05 left here in period 3.
They called a hand pass perhaps on that one. Kind of tough to see what happened down there.
Yeah.
From our view. Although it is still better than the view that we had last year.
Yes, I don't think you could say that we had. Yesterday's view was probably the best we could have gotten, and then last year's was not good. But this one, we're doing with what we can. All of the goals have been right in front of us, so that's been helpful.
That is also true.
Face-off won by Edgewood, staying in their offensive zone. Tritons looking to clear, now they do. Pass off the boards, going to Drew Heil. Heil from the blue line dumps it in. Aiken fighting for it up against the boards. Edgewood clearing the zone, and a high stick. No, well.
I believe that's a high stick, yeah, the motioning for it, and that will bring the face-off all the way back into the Notre Dame zone.
Yeah.
That's a tough break there for the, I almost said the Fighting Irish, for the Tritons.
Yep. .5:45 left here in period number 3. Face-off won by the Tritons. Looking to clear the zone. Shot out front, blocked. Now a shot again from out front, saved by Leighton Jaschke. Puck out in front, cleared by the Tritons, but they don't clear the zone. Now they do. It goes all the way back down to Rowan White, and he'll just cover it up and freeze it. 5:24 left here in period 3.
That was all he could do, the player bearing down on you. 5:24 left to play in this third period. Still a 2-goal deficit here for Edgewood. They were able to get the one on the power play, but they have not been able to generate much 5-on-5.
Face-off won by Edgewood here right in front of us. Edgewood looking to break out into the neutral zone. Now they go forward. Shot thrown on, sent aside. Shot out front of the point, saved again by Leighton Jaschke. He's been dialed in this third period so far. Still 5:05 left to go. Puck behind Jaschke.
Almost looked like that one startled him a little bit. When he's able to get in front of it, make the stop. That's what counts in the end.
Tritons trying to clear the zone. Now they do up in the neutral zone to Flanagan. Flanagan dumps it into the offensive zone. They'll get a little bit of a change. Shot from the red line. Almost perpendicular with the goal. No good now, an opportunity for Edgewood down the other end. Puck out in front, just covered up by Leighton Jaschke. A lot of moving pieces on that last sequence of plays. 4:26 to go here in regulation.
It's another good look. Just Edgewood has been a little bit snake bitten, it would seem here. They're trying.
Face-off won by the Tritons. Back in their own defensive zone, still trying to push it out. McCarron fighting for it up against the boards. Now coming away with it are the Tritons. Ante playing it in that far corner. Puck out in front, opportunity for the Crusaders, and Barnett wasn't able to find home. Puck back out to the point, shot thrown on from far away, blocked out in front. Opportunity again for Cagle from the point, shot thrown inside and deflected out in front. Tritons clearing the zone finally. Cagle looking to push forward. 1-on-3 with the change, and the pressure was there on him. Ante looking to try to push forward to clear the zone. They don't. Opportunity here for the Crusaders, but it quickly fizzles out off the stick of Matt Richter.
Been having a lot of trouble trying to control the puck today. It feels like the puck is just jumping off of his stick a little bit more than usual.
Puck wrapping around the boards into the offensive zone, and finally Notre Dame able to clear. Edgewood gonna have to reset, now they do. Richter from the far circle throws on a shot and sent aside into the glove of Leighton Jaschke.
Good save. Getting that one with the glove right there.
3:06 left in the period.
Yeah, just snatching that one out of the air. A nice glove save. And perhaps most importantly, allowing no rebound on that sequence either.
Face off in the offensive zone for Notre Dame, or Edgewood, excuse me. Face off won by Notre Dame. Dahl dumping this one to neutral ice. Tritons get a touch with Osterman. Now an opportunity, offside. But offsides, so they'll just back away. Under 3 minutes to go now here in period 3. Tritons leading this one 3-1 over Edgewood, trying to claim another berth in the state championship game. Opportunity for Edgewood, out in front, knocked away by Bryce Dahl. Flanagan blocks the shot. Opportunity for the Tritons. Can they put this one away? Osterman to Flanagan, no, blocked on a diving block out in front. Now opportunity for the point, knocked away, saved by White, and now he'll just cover this one up. There was a brief rebound there, but White was able to clear it back up. It was Wyatt Harris from the point who put in that last shot.
So close there for Notre Dame to try to get that fourth one and the dagger shot in this game. I'd say next trip up the ice here for Edgewood, goalie's got to come off. 2:20 left, down by 2. You got to get some, you got to try to spark the offense somehow, and pulling the goaltender at this stage is definitely the right play.
Face-off won by Edgewood. 2:16 left here in period number 3. Puck up to neutral ice. Notre Dame with possession of it. Now back to Edgewood in their own defensive zone. They quick flip it over and go for an icing with 2:05 left here in period 3.
Yeah, that wasn't a great play. Kegel, who's had a pretty good game today, all things considered, but yeah, that was not one of his smarter decisions. So now you're down to 2:05 left, and
2 goals still to get.
Yeah, 2 goals still to get, and you're in the defensive zone here. Got to find a way to move this up the ice.
Richter and Thomas on the face-off, won by the Tritons, but it goes back to neutral ice. Tritons throw it in. Can Kegel push this one forward? Can they get White off? Starting to skate up with the puck into the offensive zone. Keeping
it
it
now.
White yet to be
Still not
pulled
yet.
now off of the boards. Notre Dame able to clear it.
Down to a minute and a half now.
1:32 left in the period. Pass out front, and now White gets pulled, but now the puck down in the other end. And it will go down for an icing with 1:21, as Osman wasn't able to get down to that puck.
Yeah, extra attacker out there though now for Edgewood, and likely will be until they get scored on here, or if they maybe get a goal. But just 81 seconds left. And so separating Notre Dame Academy from a return trip to the state title game. So they're going to timeout on the ice here by Edgewood. Get those big guns rested up.
Timeout called by Edgewood. 1:21 left here in the period.
It'd take quite a bit to get them back in the game here. We're down to a minute 21 left here. And this crowd that, like we mentioned, pretty pro Sun Prairie, or pretty pro Edgewood crowd. Not a lot of stuff to cheer about today. I think it's so important that Notre Dame weathered that storm after they gave up that time, or that first goal back in the second period. And then the thing, like you kind of mentioned, Joey, it started to fizzle out a little bit. And now trying to renew that spark here for this final push. But time is running out on them, and they got to get one pretty quick here if they want any shot.
Face-off coming in the offensive zone for Edgewood. Empty net, up 6-5. With skaters on the ice, Notre Dame up 3-1. Tritons try to clear, but it gets blocked out in front. Still in that offensive zone for the Crusaders. Now it gets cleared, and that one just wide of the net. Trying to go for an empty netter, but it will go down for an icing. 67 seconds left.
Down by 2, I don't mind that at all. You can go for the empty net, take the icing, especially at high school where you can change if necessary. I think that's fine, fair play. And if you score, that's great. If you don't, oh well, just reset, get a face-off.
Face-off won by Notre Dame. They'll wrap it around the boards, trying to clear. Now big opportunity for an empty netter. Diving shot off the goalpost. Flanagan now trying to close in on it. Edgewood gonna have to clear this one out. 52 seconds left in the period, and they're fighting for it up against their own boards. Chances dissipating here for Edgewood to get back in this game. From the point, shot thrown on, scored! Wyatt Harris seals this one here in Middleton. That will be your dagger, and the Tritons will advance to another state championship game on Championship Saturday.
Well, Notre Dame was the better team today, Joey, and they got what they deserved here today. A return trip to state title Saturday, and a chance to try to defend that title and do what not many Notre Dame Academy teams could do before last year's just overpowered, unstoppable force, and try to get a title and a pretty favorable matchup, I'd say, against the 4-seeded Brookfield.
Now, Brookfield, it was a 5-4 thriller overtime at Brookfield, where Notre Dame came out in front 5-4. I would imagine that we're going to see another good game tomorrow, but you have to imagine Notre Dame's favored in that one.
I would say so. I just felt like Notre Dame teams of the past were running into tough opponents, but this year got it done.
That will do it. Tritons victorious in this one, 4-1 over the Edgewood Crusaders. And they advance to the state championship in Division I. Season comes to the end for the Edgewood Crusaders. They finished 24-4 overall. 2 of those 4 losses coming to Notre Dame. Rowan White put a phenomenal season together, but those 3 goals in the first period were the difference maker. And they were not able to rebound from it. So Notre Dame winning this one 4-1. And they got a date with Brookfield tomorrow night. The state championships are set. The Ice Bears will be there tomorrow, and Notre Dame Academy will be there tomorrow. 2 for 2 on this trip to state semis this year.
It's a lot of fun again,
Yeah,
Joey.
Absolutely. Happy to be alongside Anthony Winker here in Middleton for his 2nd year in a row. And now both the Ice Bears and Notre Dame with an opportunity to defend their titles tomorrow. Again, we will not be here. It's a busy weekend here in Madison as WCHA hockey and a big hockey series between Wisconsin and Michigan State kicks off tonight. It will carry over into tomorrow night. But happy to be here on the Thursday and Friday, first 2 days of this tournament. That'll just about do it for our coverage this afternoon from Middleton. Tritons victorious in the state semifinals 4-1, and they move on to another state championship game. New regime under Coach Mike Skidzinski, but they were still able to get it done this year. They're heading back to the state championship game. For all of us, NEW Sports Radio, want to thank Chris Learman. It'll make this one possible.
Is he going to get the game tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I believe he will. I was talking with him earlier. I don't think he'll be here for Bay Area, but we'll see what happens here now with Notre Dame. But really want to thank Chris for the opportunity to call these games on Thursday and Friday. I did have to lug around a Bayport backpack for the last week. Not something that I thought I'd be doing.
Oh, the horror, horror.
So now I will leave that in other hands. It's out of mine. But we will see what tomorrow brings for both the Ice Bears and the Tritons, trying to go back-to-back for both of them.
I'll cheer for Wisconsin tonight now, of course.
That as well.
Yeah, can't forget.
Yeah. And hockey is yet to be done here in the city of Madison. it'll party on into the night. For my broadcast partner, Anthony Winker, I'm Joey Bonadonna signing off here from Middleton. Again, Tritons victorious 4-1 over Edgewood. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, go Tritons.